Malachi. Great.
Well, Malachi, start with just your years here and coming as a walk-on, and what was that like, and then progressing to scholarship and now fighting for a starting job?
My first year was actually, my first few years was actually kind of difficult, being that I was like a walk-on. So I used those years to really develop myself, make myself a better player with the coaches I've been around and players. I was a little shy at first, didn't really speak much. Then more I got around certain players, the more they try to get me to express myself. They try to help me with my technique. Then start trying to get more into special teams to get myself noticed, because I know that's something I know that will get me noticed by the coaches, getting their trust. Then once that step came along for coming to defense, that's why I took that step and took the opportunity I had and moved on from it.
What was it like to get that scholarship? We saw the video a couple years ago.
I was shocked at first, because I wasn't expecting it, and just seeing my mom and my my other family talk to me, basically telling me that, it was a special thing for me, and something I was will carry with me. Sometimes I even go back and watch it myself, just because it's a special moment for me.
You earned it. You put the time in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Dante Wright mentioned the other day about you playing safety and cornerback. They wanted to kind of keep you a corner. They thought it was a little unfair that you were. Talk about that, playing between both those positions.
Actually, I didn't really look at it as a bad thing. I looked at it as more just taking the chance to learn what everybody's doing, because playing different positions, I have to know what certain people are doing. So when playing a certain position, I was like, oh, I know what he's doing, so I know my help is there. It really helped me learn the defense better. So it made me learn multiple positions. That way I can use it for myself and help teach others that may need that help on what to do.
Go through that process. Did they come to you? Who came to you and said, hey, we need you to go play some safety? We're light numbers there. How did that go about?
My first time they suggested, they told me to go meet with Coach Wright. So I went to meet with him. He told me I was playing safety, so I had to start learning what it was. And throughout the years, just bouncing back and forth, learning multiple positions, even some I may not have played, but still know just in case.
I mean, that's two completely different positions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're playing corner and safety. I guess you go cat to the other one. That's one thing, but completely different.
Yeah, I wouldn't really look, because a lot of them really similar in this way for me. I started using process of elimination, who's doing what. So I started using it it was a big thing, knowing a lot of pieces. It's really just process of elimination.
So when you weren't on scholarship, was it difficult for you to keep motivated, keep thinking that, hey, someday this is going to pay off?
Not really. I was always what motivates me was my family. So especially my mom, she's always the one to really push me, regardless of how things hard it is. She always tell me just play through, keep fighting, don't give up. But because she always put that trait in me, don't give up after the first time. It's going to be hard. You can't give up when things get hard, because eventually it's going to pay off for you.
And I'm guessing for walk-ons, there's a little bit of a fraternity among you guys that are all working to try to get on the field to play and then earn a scholarship. Do you all talk about that any? Do you all, kind of motivate each other a little bit in that way?
Yeah, especially with me being myself exactly. From being a walk-on to a scholarship, some of them even told me I motivated them to keep fighting, because obviously there's some good that's gonna be a good that comes out of it, because hard work, they even tell us, and I noticed it myself, hard work doesn't go unnoticed.
How'd you get to West Virginia to begin with? How'd the recruitment go? Who else were you talking to at that point in time?
About that story, I wasn't recruited out of high school. I didn't have any offers, and so I took a risk. It was just a big risk I took for myself. Okay, I'm going to go to West Virginia. They might not know who I am, so I'm gonna go make a name for myself. Go walk on, come as a student, try out, and see what I can do there. Then the day they brought me in, I just never looked back and just kept moving forward since then.
Why West Virginia? You could have picked Penn State or wherever. Why here?
I don't know. Something really stood out for me in West Virginia. One player I used to watch all the time, Tavon. I've always known him. Carl Joseph, Rasul Douglas. A lot of them. This one, Kaiser White. a lot of them I never really noticed. So I was like, okay, West Virginia. So I did my research on them. Like, I noticed the traditions, fan base. So I noticed all that stuff. Like, it just attracted me. So I just chose West Virginia over every school.
Well, looking back on it, did you think, wow, what a big leap of faith? I mean, to be able to, you almost had to thread the needle to get to where you are right now.
I wouldn't, like, I look back, I kind of, like, look at it and laugh, like, wow, I never knew what I was going to get myself into.
Yeah.
And then just, like, never realized, like, it made me pick up a lesson. Just sometimes you just have to take big risks.
What now? You got the scholarship. Well, where do you go from here?
Keep pushing. Like, I have a dream to go to the NFL. That's always been my dream since I was a kid. And I understand, like, nothing's given. I understood that as a walk-on. So I had to keep fighting, even for the start. Like, I had to keep fighting to get a starting position. Like, competing, like what Coach Brown said, we're competing with my position room, the defense, and against the offense. Because at the end of the day, we're all still teammates.
So Malachi, let me get this straight. So some walk-ons are recruited walk-ons. They call them. So you came to try out on that first Saturday when school started in that 6 a.m. or whatever it was?
At the time, it was after class. It was the first day. It was the first day of school. I still remember the day, August 25th, 2018. Right after class, with me and my roommate, we went to go try out, and that's really it for that.
What's the nerves like there? Because that's sort of a make or break. It's not like you get a ton of reps over the next month. That's your chance.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
I was nervous, like just seeing how many. First of all, it was just like how many people was there. I was just nervous on, okay, what if I don't make it? But I did not really settle myself. I was like, I can't think like that. I have to think myself of I'm going to make this team, do something, make myself stand out. And the thing that made me stand out was my speed, because we did a 40-yard dash. I started slightly late, but I guess my catch-up speed to the other three players was what caught the eye. Because at the end of that tryout, they asked me to run that 40 again. They didn't tell me what my 40 time was. They're like, okay, that's all we needed.
Yeah. Repeat it. Did you know did anybody on the staff know who you were, or did you have to say, this is who I am, this is where I played, all of that?
That just had to come up to them. They say, I didn't
have know anything about you when you showed up?
No, not at all.
Do you remember about how many people were there that day? And did anybody else from that day get an invited walk-on offer then afterwards?
It was me and four other players. It was 2 corners, 2 safeties, and a linebacker, I think.
Mm-hmm. About how many total do you remember were at the tryout?
40, 50.
Okay.
The other 4 still at the rec center, or are they gone? Gone to history.
One of them graduated 3 years ago, I think, and then the other few, they just end up.
So you're the only one of the guys that made. They asked to come back.
Yeah, I'm the only one left from that year.
Yeah.
How did you slip by under the radar like that? Not be recruited.
I couldn't really answer that question. I guess just me being from a small town, so not really much recruitment really happens there.
Coaches need any help or call coaches or anything?
No, my high school coaches did try. Like I had one coach he tried to make multiple calls to West Virginia. It just didn't go through. I guess like not being recruited, so really was not interested.
What made you think that you would make it?
That I would make it?
Yeah.
Just like no, I had no confidence at the time. Not as much as I do now. Like me now, I have all the confidence in the world. I feel like I can play anyone at any level. I play against anyone at any level, no matter who it is. It can be the smallest FCS school, or it can be the biggest Power 5 school.
Did you have anybody telling you, hey, you might be better off going to an FCS school or junior college or that? I mean, you went straight to Power 5.
I have people told me straight to my face, you're going to go Division 3. You're not. He told me, you're not Division 1 ready. You can't play Division 1. I looked at him. I didn't say nothing disrespectful. I looked at him and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go handle it myself.
Straight to Power 5.
It was a big risk, but
Yeah.
now he tries to compliment me. I'm like, I told him, I appreciate you, but you're the reason why I try to push myself. You made me push further than then I could go. You made me push further because of what you said.
Okay, I gotta ask. Oklahoma State, so good and bad. Obviously, start with the bad. You know what that was. So, what happened there? How bad did you feel when that, transpired?
Yeah, I thought I got it out. I really did, because the way it hit, I felt it hit my hands. I'm thinking that it was dropped. The moment I see him turn and run, I thank Marcus Floyd for saving me in that play, because he chased him down. But after that play, I'm like, yeah, I already know I'm going to get a chewing of a lifetime from every coach possible that's in that side over there in the sideline. And I hear fans over there, oh, you're trending on Twitter. I'm like, okay. So I went into halftime, cleared my mind. I was like, okay, it happened. Get over it. Just got to move on. Because my position coach even tells me, play DB. You got to have, my position, Coach Brown, Shadon Brown, he even tells me you have to have a short-term memory, even through good or bad plays. Like, for example, Oklahoma State, come back, make good plays. Another good example from a good to bad. TCU game, get an interception, come back, throw a fade ball on my side, and score.
So did you feel vindicated at the end when you made a couple of big plays to help preserve that victory?
Yeah, I felt good. I still look back and laugh like I shouldn't have done it in the first place. Next time, I should make sure the ball is out before actually celebrating, not just assume.
You did that 20 years ago before Twitter and Instagram. Nobody would have even known, except for maybe the teammates.
And the fan base, too.
Yeah, maybe some of the fans.
How much did you hear from people on that?
I heard from my whole family.
Yep.
My own family even messaged me. They was like, you're better than that. Why are you doing stuff like that?
Were you able to laugh at that? Were you able to laugh at it?
Yes. I was like, do it because we won. I was like, all my teammates even like, yeah, you said you lucky we won because that could have been bad. I'm like, yeah, I know, but, we can look at it and laugh. We got the win. Let's just have fun.
Who was the one that said you're better than that?
My dad.
Your dad said that?
Yeah, he looked at me straight. He was like, you better than that. He said, great play the last two plays you got, but better than to celebrate before actually making sure the ball's out.
Do you think the struggles that you've had through your career and all the work that you've had to do helped you have this really good attitude about one bad play? Because I'm sure there were a lot of down moments, when you're fighting through, when you're down the depth chart, when you're trying to get noticed. Do you think that helped you?
Yeah. I would say when at my, second, third year, had Hakeem Bailey and Keith Washington. They was always like a cool and collected. So when the bad things happen, I used to be like stressing over like, okay, what if I get taken out? They're like, you have to relax, because if you stress yourself out, it's gonna move on to multiple plays. So just relax, move on to the next play. Like, it happens. At least it's practice. If it happened in the game, you still have to move on to the next play, because if you stack on bad plays, then you're gonna stress yourself out.
What do you think of the corner position now overall? Other guys and the depth that you guys have?
I think overall, I do think we're better than last year, because I think we're starting to mature, like even with our younger players, Andrew Wilson, Jacoby Spells, Jalen Shelton. They're all, even though they're younger, they're all getting better day by day. And with the transfer of Montre Miller, he's coming in with experience. But I would say with Wilson Lamb, having Wilson Lamb, he also, because I would say we're opposites. He's more outspoken than I am, and he'll be more straightforward. I'm gonna come talk to you one-on-one. So I do appreciate Drew for helping me out with that. But I do feel like we're all getting better because we're all trying to help each other, call each other on things. It might not even be out loud. It might be just coming towards each other. We're trying to be coaches on the field and individual, come in and watch film together, trying to figure out the rights and wrongs of our schemes.
Okay, anything else from Malachi?
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.